What superpower do you get if you're bit by a radioactive cat? A friend of mine said I get Wolverine claws, but they only work on furniture. Hi, and welcome to Quilt Meets World, where we have adventures in piecing and joy. I'm Russ. Come on into my sewing room. I have a radioactive cat right now. On Tuesday, I dropped Percy off for an iodine 131 treatment for his hyperthyroidism. He came home Thursday and has been a little bit upset because he can't cuddle. Because, he's a cuddler. I mean, he will just like jump up into your arms and be like, hold me. And it's killing him that I can't cuddle with him. And it's really killing me that I can't. I would cuddle, but I don't want to grow a third arm out of my head. I think that'd be a little bad of a look. He has been doing great since he came home. The exception, with him being wanting to cuddle, he's eating fine, he's drinking fine, and he's going potty as expected. So everything is going great. There's a spot on his back, which is where I think the injection point is. Hopefully the hair grows back where it's starting to fall out. I do have to flush all of his waste for the next 2 weeks. I bought flushable litter when it was initially supposed to go in October. That date changed, and luckily I have enough litter. Hopefully it lasts me to the next 2 weeks, but everything has to be flushed. Apparently, if anything radioactive gets into the waste disposal group, it starts to set off alarms and an investigation has to happen. And I'd rather not be the cause of an investigation. Somehow flushing it in the water makes it okay. Something about diluting it and the fact that it takes a certain amount of time to get back into the water treatment plant and the half-life and everything. Like it's basically gone by the time that it gets through the water treatment plant. Whereas by the time it gets from my house to the waste disposal place, that's just a few hours. So it'll be setting off things. I wondered if I can, just hold his waste in the garage for about, 3-4 months, but that's probably not going to smell good. Iodine 131 has a half-life of 8 days. I don't really remember what that means in chemistry, except, if you have 100 of them, 8 days later, you have 50. And then 8 days later, you have 25. And then however rounding happens after that, because I get a decimal. I don't know how many days because I don't know how many, I'm going to say molecules he was given. So I don't really know how many days it takes to actually get all the way down to 0. The way that the graph is, it kind of goes very quickly, because, if you half, it goes pretty quickly. But either way, he's doing very well. Yesterday, Saturday, Riley had her annual, and I got to be very proud daddy there. The vet office right now is currently under construction, so they're not allowing humans in. They are, however, doing the whole, you call the office when you arrive, and the vet tech comes out and, goes through all the same stuff that they would do before the doc comes in. And then they take the animal to the back, and the doc sees them there, almost like a drop off, but you're still sitting there. When the vet tech took her by the leash and guided her over to the entry door, she went up to the entry door and just sat there all polite and everything like she's supposed to. So I just had my proud daddy moment right there with her being a good girl. They told me that it was going to take about 20 minutes, and it took roughly 10 minutes just to be seen by the doc, and a few more minutes after, because that's when they brought her out. And then it took a few more minutes to make sure, like, all the basic test results, the float results, to make sure that she didn't have anything bad in her poops. Just make sure all that came out clean. She came out good. Everything has been happy. I have her vaccination records now, so she can continue to go to doggy daycare and not have any issues with that. Here in my sewing room, things have been awesome. Yesterday morning, I managed to get the last seam of my Sewcialites 2 quilt sewn. So all of that is done. It was very heavy pushing through my sewing space because it's a 99 by 99 quilt. A lot of seams. I can't imagine trying to hand quilt that on a domestic machine, knowing how much that weighed, just as a quilt top. No batting, no backing, no anything else. So yeah, it's going to be awesome when I can have that put onto the long arm. It's not going to be me doing it, and it is not going to get quilted until the beginning of the year. I'm okay with that. I can wait and everything. It's just going to be way too exciting to have that ready. And soon after the beginning of the year, I will have that on my bed. Yesterday, late morning, I had my live show, Elevensies with Russ. It was a lot of fun. One thing I forgot to mention was that live was excuse me, words are difficult again. That live was the 100th video that I have put up here on YouTube, which also means that this video is video number 101, like as in Dalmatians. I am really enjoying these videos that I'm putting out there and sharing all my adventures with y'all. And everything that I've been doing has kept me motivated and getting things done. So I want to thank each and every one of you for this awesome environment. During my live, I made the first block in the Fort Worth Fabric Studios Light It Up Christmas Mystery Sew Along. That's a lot of words. I did make a goof, but even Walter would probably have a little bit of difficulty finding my mistake without knowing the pattern. I did tell everybody what the goof is. It was just a minor cutting thing, and thankfully I caught what I goofed before I cut the other piece. So it still works. And like I said, unless you know the pattern and you are measuring each of the pieces, you will have no idea what happened. With the Fort Worth Fabric Studio thing, I do have to get the rest of the fabrics cut out. I just cut what I needed for that first block. So I just need to get the rest of everything cut so I can stay current with Sew Along. I didn't really do much sewing after that. I spent the afternoon yesterday trying to get a few things organized in here. I made a little bit of a dent in there, but slow progress is still progress. I got a few things in the mail this week. Everything was, halfway planned. It's not like I went overly crazy. The first thing that I got was the Cotton Cuts Mini Mystery. My neighbor also got one, so I will be sewing that for her, kind of like I'm sewing the Puzzle Mystery quilt for my sister. I got the Festive and Bright colorway, so that's these, and I don't remember what colorway she picked. It came in all these awesome clue pieces, so little envelopes. I kind of want to peek in there, but there's no point in peeking if I don't know if I don't know the instructions. So it is pointless to kind of peek. It also includes the backing, which is really awesome. So clue 6, it looks like, is going to be putting everything together and then giving you the fabric so that you can quilt it up. There will be a group of us doing the sews live on our channels. It's going to be me, Shannon of Slay Arts, and Stephanie of Quilting with Stephanie Stitches. The first clue is released on the 20th, so there is definitely time for you to order yours now and come sew with us. We would love to have you join us. All the dates are scheduled on our channels, so if you follow us and click the bell icon. You'll be notified when we go live. You can also go to each of our channels and individually pick the lives that you want to be notified for. The first one, which is going to be the 20th, is going to be on my channel at 6 p.m. Eastern. The second one, which will be the 22nd, is going to be on Shannon's channel at 6 p.m. Eastern. The third one is going to be Black Friday, which is Friday the 24th. That's going to be at 11 a.m. on Stephanie's channel. We went a little bit different on that time because most people have that off. The 26th is going to be 11 a.m. on Shannon's channel. We're hijacking her live for that. The 28th will be at 6 p.m. on my channel because that's a work day. And then we're going to end off on the 30th on Stephanie's channel. So we would love for you to join us. The next thing that I bought was the Quilt Builder card deck. I've had deck number 1 for a while, and then I picked up deck number 2 that had been sitting in my Amazon cart for several weeks now at this point. Then I heard that they had released deck number 3, so I bought that as well. I haven't quite opened them up yet to look through them, but these are just really exciting. I know Shannon and Stephanie used deck 1 to do the 2-color quilt challenge. And Shannon had made a comment of 3-color quilt challenge. And I'm like, that would be kind of fun. Don't know if I have time to do it yet, but if they do it, then I am probably going to join along. I'll have to figure out some rough fabric requirements or anything else. The third thing that I bought was unexpected. You know how Amazon sends those, you might be interested in this emails every now and then. And in the email, it had a Tula bundle, and it was for an obscenely cheap price. It was 10 fat quarters for $28.50. So that's like $2.85 a fat quarter, which is really cheap. 1 for fat quarters and 2 for Tula fabric. The Amazon shop had really great reviews, so I decided to give it a whirl. One of them arrived this morning, which is odd because the other one's arriving tomorrow, and I ordered 2 of them. So who knows? I got them and I refolded everything because they came all flat and as compact as possible. You'll see the picture in Scenes from the Week in a minute. But everything is refolded. A lot of it is Daydreamer and Curiouser and Curiouser. So without unfolding these, we have this awesome print from Alice. I thought this one has always been the really cool print in Alice. I know this is from Daydreamer. These awesome butterflies, which I believe are also Daydreamer. I think, like I said, most of these are Daydreamer or not. This one is, what is that thing called? A leopard? Leopard. Yeah, that's what the word is. This, I believe, is from, not Tiny Beasts. The next one, or maybe it is Tiny Beasts. Either one, this is really fun. This one is the leopards in a different color. Butterflies in a different color. We have the Queen of Hearts in the bright pink, which I really love. I know this one is Daydreamer as well. And then the rainbow card pips, whatever it's called. So I think I got a really good haul with those for, like I said, under $30 for 10 fat quarters. I don't know if the other one that I ordered is going to be the same fabrics or if I'm going to get different fabrics because it did say random, I believe, and the picture that was shown on the Amazon listing has some of these fabrics in it, but they aren't all the same. So I'm really excited about that.
It's not a trap today.
It's time to talk about goals. The first goal that I have is my Saturday sampler block. Saturday sampler is next weekend, so I need to get that done. Thankfully, I have Thursday and Friday off this week, so I will have definitely time to do that. That's going to be a Thursday thing, because if I goof, I'm going to need Friday to fix it. The second goal that I have is quilting and binding the baby quilt that I made last week. Again, this goes along with Saturday Sampler being next weekend, so I need to have a show and tell to do. If I can get that quilted and the binding up, which should take no time at all, that's going to be an awesome thing. The third thing that I have on my list is the Fort Worth Fabric Studio Lighted Up Christmas Mystery Quilt. My friend Stephanie of Quilting with Stephanie Stitches is doing the sew along on her channel. And the next pattern will be released tomorrow, which means I need to finish cutting everything and have everything available so that when I have a few minutes this week, I can work on that. So that definitely needs to be my goals. And also, part of what I'm going to be doing this week is I'm going to be doing a little upgrade. During the lives that I have been doing recently, the fan on my lappity top likes to spin like no end, which means I'm overworking it just a little. And it doesn't do it when I'm recording videos, but it does do it when I'm streaming. I'm sure it's having to do with how it has to translate everything from the way it's recording into something that's good for YouTube land. When I bought this laptop a couple years ago, it was intended to be a replacement for my home laptop that I usually keep upstairs. Since that has been out of date for a while. I think it's a good 11 or 12 years old, and now that I'm thinking about it, it might be close to 14. So yeah, that one had been seriously lagging. I managed to upgrade that earlier this year by changing the hard drive to an SSD and putting a little bit more memory in it just to give it a little bit more life, but it's now struggling playing YouTube videos. Probably because everything else is just increased in resources. So since I never incorporated this laptop that I have into my home use, it was mostly because I bought it during the big C times, And I ended up using my work laptop for a lot of everything that I needed. And, swapping setups from work to home was a big pain. So I just decided not to do anything. And when I started my YouTube channel a year ago, this was going to be my whole fun setup, because it had at least enough requirements for me to do the recording, to do the editing and everything. But I have a second camera that I would love to be able to use on here as kind of like a sewing cam. Probably on my lives. I know I see a lot of other people doing like a sewing cam, so I think that would be pretty fun. The problem is, if my laptop is spinning like crazy doing it for one camera in a live, I can't imagine what it's going to do. It might just go poof with two cameras. So I have ordered a desktop in order to alleviate some of the situation. Behind the camera over here is an actual monitor that I can use. So it's not like I'm doing anything besides putting a desktop underneath the table here and running everything up that I need, and everything else is going to work just like normal. Because my laptop is sitting over here, it's just out of the way. At least this way, the desktop will also still be out of the way. So I don't know when I'm going to start actually converting over, but that sounds like a good thing to possibly do either, this weekend or next weekend with the Thanksgiving stuff. Although now that I'm thinking about it, next week is the puzzle mystery quilt stuff. So maybe I'll have to wait until December to set that up, because I do not want to have any changes in my setup and have to do a whole bunch of debugging before we go live on something. So, yeah, or maybe I'll just be doing some swaps. I don't know what I'm going to do, but all I know is the updated machine is on its way, or will be on its way soon, because I ordered it today. Anyway, that is about it for today. Thank you so much for watching. If you want, please consider liking the video and subscribing to my channel. If you hit the little bell icon down there, it will let you know when I publish videos or go live, which is on Saturdays at 11 a.m. Eastern. It doesn't cost you anything to subscribe to the channel, and it really helps the channel to grow. I hope you have a great rest of your day and an awesome week. Until next time, stay happy and keep stitching.